Why, hello, I am XLPuDDing, and today I would like to talk about Warhammer Plus, something that was announced on the 22nd of May, and my current thoughts, hopes, and just general opinion on what it could be or what it currently is. So I'd like to go over the article itself, and like I said, just my general impressions. So if you haven't gone to the article yourself, you definitely should see what the animations they're talking about. These are the ones that we've seen, that they've previewed. You know, looks like they're going to be new ones. They have the Exodite, Astartes 2, and several others. So let's go ahead and get a start. So it just says, prepare yourself. Something big's coming for the content, the first waves of shows, and how to watch them. They do a video which shows like a brief, I don't know, 15 seconds or more of every show that they've at least previewed in the list below. And then they go ahead and give you a little excerpt of every project, which admittingly this video seems pointless to me in this article because really all it does is a one-liner from each one of these, let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11 shows that they're previewing. But you should go and give it a look and generate your own opinion based off of that. So they did give us, like I said, 11. So a Hammer and Bolter is supposed to be, I guess, just a general Warhammer short story, cartoon, or comic. I don't know how they're going to do it, but it will be an anthology of animated series featuring characters and factions from across all worlds of Warhammer. So I think it's like that book that they came out with a little while ago that had just short stories from both Age of Sigmar and 40k. I doubt it'll have any old world. Then we have the Angels of Death, which are battered by warp storms. A small band of blood angels find safe harbor above an isolated world. All is not as it seems. Then the Exodite, which is the Tau one that we've seen tidbits of. Iron Within, we all know what that's referencing to. Altar of Wrath, after a grinding war of attrition, the last Black Templars of the Crusade seek to strike a final decisive blow against the Necrons to end the battle for good. Black Talon, a notorious hunter is unleashed to slay Sigmar's most grievous foes, but the secrets of naive Black Talon's past follow wherever she treads. So Naive is a Stormcast Eternal that was released, I think, with the first wave of Stormcasts for 2nd edition, with the Sequitors and the dude that throw the bombs. We have the Interrogator, which looks like it's going to be crime and heresy, so this might be like a Inquisition. Broken Lance, towering war machines stride the battlefield in a drama that sees survivors of a once noble house of Imperial Knights facing the sins of their predecessors. Pariah Nexus explores the silence and death of the darkest corners. As the Dominus Crusade reaches the Pariah Nexus, strength and faith will be tested. I think this one has to do with the Necrons versus the Sisters of Battle trailer that they released, I don't know, not too long ago. The High Lords, so politics and treachery abound in the Imperial Palace for thousands of years. The High Lords have governed the Imperium, and the Emperor's stead. Such power brings corruption, intrigue, and danger to all who grasp it. And then Astartes 2. Witness the forces of the Space Marines in unrelenting action as they take the fight to the enemy of mankind. Of course, you're probably wondering when and where you can watch these. So that's correct. We're all wondering. We're all biting our nails to figure that out. Enter Warhammer Plus, which of course is a play off of Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, Hulu has a Plus, I believe. They all, a streaming platform essentially. So this is a brand new service which is heading our way in July, and we'll be able to start watching all of the shows that they've listed on our favorite device from your mobile or tablet or your 4K television. And thanks to a bespoke app created by a big name in the VOD content. So what I gather from that is that this is going to be an app put on by somebody who's already established a platform, Or they could just be renting their service. Who knows? I don't think this is going to be on Netflix. I don't think this is going to be on any real platform. I think they're going to be doing their own renting a video service from someone who is already in the game but is lending their services to them. So I don't think it's going to be like an internal thing, which might be good or bad for some of us, depending on whether you like or dislike the current apps that we have. It says, of course, Warhammer Plus will offer far more than these animations. So that is a key point that I want to touch on. The full lineup of these awesome subscriber benefits will blow off our socks. And then, essentially, it tells us later that the 23rd of June is when we'll hear more information. And to go subscribe to hear the latest. And then it shows about a 7-minute teaser trailer of Angels of Death. I did watch it. It seems to be about a Blood Angel who's now joined the Black Legion, who might be going through the Rage. I'm not sure Primaris or Original Marine. And that, you should go watch it, definitely find out more and interpret it yourself. So at first, when I heard about it, read about it, whatever, I'm like, oh great, we're gonna get a bunch of cartoons. When I only saw the 11 that they showed, I did not think it was enough content to really warrant a streaming service. Why not just put it on Netflix or an agreement with Hulu or any of the bevy of streaming platforms? Because that's who you're going to be competing with anyway. But it looks like they are going to have far more. Now, what content other than these shows that they're creating are we going to have? Well, I have some ideas that I would like to see. I would like to see some competitive play, maybe pros giving insight on the various factions, tips and tricks. Not that they couldn't do any of this on their YouTube channel, but this gives us a chance for them to post hour-long, 2-hour-long videos or series about whatever, about the lore, about competitive play, or why they made decisions on certain armies, or rule clarifications. We could actually have an FAQ read to us and explained instead of having to interpret the FAQ, because we have to interpret the rules and then it gets FAQ and then we have to interpret how the FAQ is worded sometimes. So I think they could take this opportunity to improve the game, not just give us entertainment. But will it be worth competing with what you already pay for? If you're like me, I have a subscription to Disney Plus, Hulu, Netflix, ESPN Plus. I have quite a few of them. Will this replace any of them? Will I add it to my collection of streaming content? That's yet to be seen. It does depend on the price. I would bet that they're going to be under $10. If they're anything like Disney Plus or any of the others when they started, it'll be around $5 to $7. And probably have, hopefully, a free trial so that we can give it a whirl before we decide to sign over, because I've already paid for I pay both for the Age of Sigmar mobile app, and I had paid for the Warhammer app. I really like the Age of Sigmar app. I think it's pretty well thought out and has some nice ideas. Doesn't seem to be wrong too many times, and I think the list builder is great. But the 40K app, on the other hand, well, that's a whole nother story for another day. So if it's around, like I was saying, this $5 to $7 mark, I would probably pick it up, at least to give it a try. It does also depend on how are they going to stream the content. Is it going to be like Netflix, where they throw the entire season at you in one go, like on whenever it comes out, July 23rd, for example, we would have an entire season of content to watch, and you can watch it in 1 week if you binge it, and then you're done? Or are they going to go with something like Hulu or HBO, where their new shows or their original shows, you have to tune in every week, like traditional television, and, every week watch it or wait and binge if you would like at that point? If they go the Netflix route, then a lot of people do watch their Netflix shows and then quickly end their subscription or their trial till the next season comes out of that show and they re-up or what have you. And they see a lot of spikes in their views when new content is released. So will Warhammer Plus go that route or the other one? I hope, at least in my opinion, they would go with the other where every week, I would hope every week at least, we get a new episode to watch of these various shows. I think this is a fantastic idea to give us more insight into the world and watch these cartoons of these amazing animators that we've all watched independently before they joined the Games Workshop team. But we'll definitely have to see how all of this works out. I have no problem in paying for it as long as the content is worth it. And as I said before, I really hope they do take the time to give us other content in regards to competitive play, or even if they brought some of the well-established Warhammer YouTubers on, like 2+ Tough for lore, or I mean, I'm sure they have their own lore department to cover all of that anyway. But that's just an idea. Maybe we'll even get a Horus Heresy series. Now, that personally to me would be amazing because reading the books can be a pain. I recently listened to the first Horus Heresy book. It was okay. The first little bit of it was very tedious, but it picked up. But then to go to a different author for the second book was pretty jarring to me personally. And I haven't gotten through it yet. It's not as appealing to me. So to have a TV series for the Horus Heresy would be awesome. It could be our version of Game of Thrones, as we all love the Horus Heresy. And then after that, or during that, they could give us the new Dark Imperium series, where we're going off after the Indomitus Crusade to tie in with their book series that they're just redoing for Rabute Gilliman. Those are just some of my ideas, and I hope that it is successful, and we'll get more information on July 23rd as this article states. So that's my opinion. I hope you liked it. I'll do the YouTuber thing now and say please comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know your opinions of what you think Warhammer Plus will turn into. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day.